Alright, let's take a better look at this village. I think we have the tools for some of them now. The fact that it's all kind of broken and dilapidated might make it a little bit harder to find everything. Oh, environmental. Here we are. Oh. And it looks like from a different angle we could probably move up that way. Solve a different one. Oh, interesting. We'll come back to that. That looks like there's probably transfers and all kinds of stuff. Might have to study that. I knew there was probably a reason we turned on the windmill. Okay, so this kind of leads into here as well. You're one of the ones that we have to look at from a certain angle, I think. Huh. Yeah, there should be something in front of it. Or something we can look through. Or around it. Let's try looking at it from outside, see if anything pops up. Or maybe we have to open this door. Okay, actually, this is a puzzle I don't think we have figured out yet. Yeah, these symbols, it looks like it'd be the color thing. But we don't have a filter for the color. Okay, maybe we're not quite as close to where I thought we were. Like some of them. Oh boy. So two of these make, well, I don't know what the symbol is though. That's the problem. Okay, I think this one's a maze one. Oh, that's a dead end. Maybe not. Unless there's a different key to the maze than the grass. So I think this is the starting point according to that. But we're walking through the grass, so maybe it's something else. Like there's obviously blocked paths and such. So what happens if we just go all the way this way, and then all the way this way, and then solve it? Nope. Oh, hello. I'm gonna say yes to that, but maybe from a different angle. Like maybe on top of that building. Yeah, I thought this was a... Well, I mean, it technically is kind of a collection of different puzzles. But I think they're tougher than I expected. Yeah, we still have stuff that's not even powered up. We can finally test this out, though. I have a feeling this can be reflected to that cloud. I think that's pointed at the cloud. Either that, well, that and or reflect towards that. So yeah, definitely can hit that. Alright, that did something. Definitely turned the cloud to a brighter color. But why? Okay, this we might be able to do. Oh, we can't quite hit all of those. Okay. Nope, not quite. We know that can be turned, actually. No, because then we're missing a couple of those. Like, we pretty much have to use the size of barrier, but how do we get up there? Unless... No, because then we can't hit these. Yeah, to be able to use the side as a barrier... Because we can't necessarily... Oh, that seemed closer. Unless... No, because then how do we hit the dots? And it's kind of... No. Yeah, we can't necessarily cut out the shape perfectly. Unless... No. I think we tried that already. Unless we have it point downwards. Maybe no, something like this. There we go. And then kind of the same thing, but with an extra dot. Oh, not quite, because we still have to hit all the dots. Yeah, it's gonna have to join because we can't do a circle around it. What if we did something like this? That allowed us... Yep, that should work. Now 2 extra dots. And this one we can technically isolate. But I don't know if we want to. We're gonna have trouble hitting all our dots though. Let's see. If we can turn it on its side like this. But we have the problem. If we had to go this way. We can add 1 here. It's also not actually connected, and we can't hit all those dots. Actually, that's it right there. If you turn it 180 degrees and then put the 2 dots at the top, yep, that'll work. Okay. At this point... Now, how are we going to get the dots in the middle there? Yeah, that's not even close. No. Okay, this one could be a bit tougher. So if we did something kind of like that for that one, obviously it's not working, but just kind of visualizing. And then maybe turn the other one something like this. Now I think we need them combined, but how do we get the dots? So like that works for that one. But we just can't cut off anything else. Like one of them's gonna have to lay on their side. Like maybe the goal shouldn't be to combine them, but the problem is... Yeah, because I think if we combine them, we can't hit all the corners. But we also can't isolate both of them and hit all the dots. That I can tell. And that won't work because we need it, they're both included. So it has to be part of the shape. Which theoretically that would work for that, but then we're missing 5 dots. Well, and we haven't figured out how to get up to the top ones yet. Now if we lay it down here, and oh no, because we can't actually. Well, we're missing fewer dots technically, but still doesn't work. Now, if we did something very similar up here, I think that's the fewest dots we're missing, but it still doesn't work. Like that's another shape, now we're missing a ton of dots again. Okay. That's a shape that works. But how do we get those dots? Oh, wait a second. If we were to come up, down... No, I think we've tried this before and we were still missing several dots, yeah. Hmm. Well... Yeah, the problem is the fact that we have to hit everything on the outside, so we can't just use the outside as a barrier to make a shape. And we can't necessarily separate them. I mean, we could. I think it might have to be something kind of like that. It allows us to hit the most, but we're still missing stuff. Well, it's not our best yet. We had one that only had 2 dots remaining. I already forgot how that one was. That might have been the closest we were to an answer. Can we do it sideways? Obviously not from this side, because it puts us on the wrong... Well, it also actually blocks out this one, so no, that's not it either. You're a tough one, mister. do we do with you? Yeah, we're going to have to separate them. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it doesn't quite make that shape, though. It's one extra. Like, I want to use the outside wall, but we leave the dots there. As soon as I do something like that, we're in trouble. And as soon as I do something that tries to combine them, we leave dots on the table. Honestly, at a loss here. Okay. See, even if we go this way, we can hit the dot. We don't have to go this way. I mean, we can't do this anyway because we're at the bottom. But if we're to do it from the bottom, no, too many dots on the table. But yeah, the only way we can include them and get most of the dots involved in them is to have them facing each other. It would only work in this position because it's the only way to incorporate both of them. Unless we had them facing each other standing upwards. Well, no, because then it wouldn't even include this one. If we tried something like this. Now if we did something like this, kind of stack them on top of each other, we have the problem with the dot in between them. Yeah, I think this would be the closest we've been. But how do I get that corner, and how do I get the dot in the middle? If I stack them the other direction, so something like this. No, that's not right anyway. What was I envisioning? Oh yeah, something like this. But if instead of that we went like this, we're still faced with two dots. I think that's the only way it works, stacking them opposite each other and on top of each other. If we did something like that, I think we have... No. Problem is we can't do... anything like that. And it's leaving dots on the table. And yeah, the left shape doesn't even work because there's 2 extra spots. But yeah, as soon as we try to make the shape, we're running into that. If we isolate it that way, we're missing dots. So we have to hit all of the outside while managing... At that point, it's technically not included. Unless, yeah, that, but then there's 4 dots in the middle, and then can't even hit all these dots. Like this way definitely feels the closest. What can we do with this? If we were to go more like this instead... we leave even more dots on the table, so that's not it. Plus, we have to hit that top left corner somehow. And we can't come like this and make a shape, because then we already blocked our exit. Not that that's a shape that would work, but for example. So the shape has to be done before we get up this high in order to have some way to escape, but while also managing to hit all our dots. It's not looking promising. Now we can't possibly fit the 2 shapes in that way. So we have to hit you. Which basically leaves us with a stack. But the dots... And if we were to start from the bottom, make that shape, the dots on the left... Well, that's not even right anyway. It'd have to come out one more. Wait. No, I'm missing something that can't even make that shape work. Yeah, it would be like this to make that shape work. Maybe if we stack them back to back. Obviously, we're missing dots, and it doesn't work right here. but actually, if we stacked them back to back, this is the only spot where it could work. Because it'd have to be the tip that reached out and grabbed the other symbol. Let's back to back on top of each other. That could potentially work. Something more like this. But it would have to be all the way over to the left. We couldn't scooch it over one, and we're still missing dots. So back to back, face in the middle. Yeah, I don't think back to back's gonna work. I'm just trying to think, is there any other way I can make this shape? So maybe we try isolating them from each other again. If we were to do this one, it would have to be last, so that we have an escape. Unless we just did that. Then how do we isolate the other one? Because we'd have to find some way to block off the one below here. But if we started with you, same problem with this one. We have to block off the one to the left of here. I feel like this one's close, but not. No, never mind. We can't get that shape, so that's not it. And if we did it this way, it includes the other one, so that can't work. Okay. So, how can we add that shape while... Oh, wait. I think that's it, right there. No, not quite. We're missing one square. Oh, like this feels so close. We're missing one square. How do we add that one square without missing dots? Not to mention to make it work in the shape, because this doesn't technically work. Wait a second, I'm also noticing something. These all have a barrier, like this part right here. Why doesn't this one have it? Are we missing something? This one's broken. Why are you missing that? I mean, I don't think it's going to help us. Hmm. Now that is suspect. Like, yeah, this one started to break. Now, that would lead me to believe that maybe the boundaries aren't real. But, I mean, we can't move our line outside of it, so that's not it. What is your deal, puzzle? Yeah, like the missing barrier has to mean something. Yeah, they wouldn't just put that there and be like, oh yeah, we forgot to add a border to it. Man, we're still not hitting all the dots that way. Hmm. Maybe we just try it? I'm thinking the yellow... Well, no, because there's no blocks out there even without the border. I was about to say this yellow piece to the left here, I'm thinking of it pointing upwards. Or not to the left, to the right. Well, I guess the left works as well. What happens if I try this? No. It was also weird. It was slow to turn all these dots back to gray. Or to black. Like they faded pretty slowly. That's one too many. And we're still faced with the problem that we can't. Because, yeah, even if I did just go like this, that just leaves extra dots that we can't do, and we can't make it work. Like, we can't separate them. Actually, what if we stacked them like this? Yeah, that should work. Okay. Maybe there's no border for no particular reason. There's something... Yeah, maybe the no border thing is just a red herring on that other one. Okay, these ones, I don't even know if we can combine them. I think they will have to be separate. white. Well, that gets the shapes, but not the dots. Yeah, like if we want either of them to run sideways, they can run into each other and we can combine them. But we're missing dots. And if they were to be vertical, vertical and sideways would look something kind of like that. But are we able to get the dots as well? Now we got way too many lines. That wasn't the right way anyway. It would have been more like this. So even though it's even fewer blocks, it's still a challenge here. Like something like that. Or something like this. I mean, I know we're not even out yet, but if we can move it up one, that would hit more dots. But then I think we just have the problem of all the dots at the bottom. Oh, and all the dots on the side. Well, that still wasn't technically what we needed there. Actually, yeah, that's the only way that could have worked. Like I said, if it goes sideways, it has to be along this line somehow. There's no way to go back up to get those. Like that only leaves 4 dots on the table. But the fact that they're left on the table doesn't help us. We need to figure out how to get them. No. Now I feel like because they're tilted, instead of just straight, one of them should be turned. What if we did... Oh. Problem being, way too many lines at the top there. And we're technically not combining them. Like, it does isolate the one to the left. But if we wanted to combine them up that way, it'd be like this. Or it'd be like this. I think those are only two options. Now if we want to do something similar here, or like this. Problem being, if we turn this one sideways, we'd have to leave out this way. Doesn't necessarily mean we couldn't come all the way across to do it. But what do we do about all these other dots? As soon as we start breaking this up to go get those dots, we no longer have that shape. So we just have extra lines at the bottom. We're still missing dots. Yeah, that's why we can't include that one from the top, because we'll be on the bottom section. I mean, I feel like this gets us almost there. Oh, never mind. There's one too many on the left. So that would have been more like this. Can we do this? No. I was thinking instead of going up at the beginning, we'd take a right and do something kind of like this shape left over, but then all the dots on the left would be still there. We did something like, well, it wouldn't even work now anyway, because as soon as we did something that wasn't just this, it adds more blocks to it. Yeah, it's amazing how hard this gets when you have to hit everything. Well, we don't even have it included. Yeah, if it turns sideways, we can't shift its height at all. It has to be that second from the top. We can't have them both sideways at the same time. For pretty much the same reason. Like if we had that one sideways, well, I don't even know if I could draw it, to be honest. Like if we try to have them sideways, slightly staggered, I don't even think I can draw the shape I'm thinking of. Either way, it wouldn't include one of them. Yeah, that's why sideways they have to be that basically the row right below this this line. There's only so many options available. Yet this one seems so much tougher. Maybe it's because there's only so many options. Oh, wait. There it is. Yeah, I was thinking, how do we start hitting some of these dots that we were leaving behind? Like I said, there's only so many shapes that could possibly even fit the shapes. That does it. Oh, hello. Little rock shoots, I guess. Okay. So we have to combine these two. Ah, this separates them. Crap. So... separates them again. No! Separates. 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 Yeah, there's no way we can get the single block where it is, so they have to be combined. That, and I think this means we have to violate a rule. They're together, but we don't have all the dots. And if I do that, we can't get to that dot. There we are. They're together, and we got all the dots. Oh, that opens the door up there. But how do we get over there? Also... okay, yeah. There's definitely more to that, but we're not high enough, I don't think. Okay. We managed to do something here in the village. Also, this looks like a door that would open, perhaps if we solved a different puzzle. Or not. Okay, if we want to open you, we have to power up this. Oh, which I think leads us to that first puzzle. Now, usually there's something that dictates the path of this. We have access to above. But we can't see... Oh, hello.
Oh, my God. How does it happen in this poor old world? That thou art so great, and yet nobody finds thee. That thou callest so loudly, and nobody hears thee. That thou art so near, and nobody feels thee. That thou givest thyself to everybody, and nobody knows thy name. Men flee from thee, and say they cannot find thee. They turn their backs, and say they cannot see thee. They stop their ears, and say they cannot hear thee. Hans Dank, circa 1520.
Is that supposed to be a hint talking about how I can't see the solution? I don't know. Like, I can see the puzzle from here, but obviously these cross slats aren't the answer. Can't get behind it. Oh. Yeah, behind it, there is like a little path. Is that something we can tell from the front? Like, we can see spots where it's broken. Like here, 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 here. So that would lead me to believe something like this. I don't know what we do when we get here, though. Is it just a step out? Because this one comes up to here. So I don't think this is right. I honestly think it's just a step out. Something kind of like this. No. No. So maybe that's nothing. Up. Right. Yeah, because actually, looks like this corner here would be sticking into it, so I don't think that's it. I thought we were on to something. Maybe something would happen if this door was open? Is there a way to open that door? Okay, that has to be it. And this is like a colored glass that I think would affect that. But I'm not sure what these symbols are. Okay. Didn't this lead out to a pier? I think it's time we go to the treehouse area. Remember there was a pier near here somewhere. There we are. Wonder if those symbols have anything to do with the tree houses. I think it's one of the only puzzle areas we haven't been to yet. Granted, we're gonna have to double back to a lot of areas to complete them. Like, I know the quarry has some puzzles as well that we didn't finish. So we're here. Yeah, like this symbol right here is what we're trying to figure out. I think these are the tree houses. Okay, so now we're moving. Oh, and I think this is like a speed control, maybe? Because, yeah, there's going to be environmental puzzles. Oh, and I think our direction is also going to play a factor. Yeah, we need to be going the other way to make all that line up. Gotcha. Oh, crap. We actually just started going the other way. That would have been... Oh, we would have had it if I would have kept it highlighted. We'd be like right here by now. Oh no, I don't think we go far enough to reach the end. Well, let's see how many of these we can find along the way. Or how many we're even missing. And also, we could have taken a couple different paths through here, it looks like. Yeah, pretty soon, I think, for some of these, we're just going to have to take several boat rides. I don't think there's anything out there that's a puzzle, unless with the sun, maybe there is. Oh boy. For now, we'll focus inland, see what we can see. Oh. Yeah, we're starting to see that one. But I think, once again, we want to be going the other direction. Yeah, because I think we're supposed to be, like, down here. And then as we're around here, we could have worked our way up. But once this is connected, we'll no longer be able to access the top. So yeah, that's probably, yeah. Like now it's connected enough, but we haven't even seen the beginning of it yet. So that's going the other way then. It's kind of neat that that's like the entirety of this little area. Yeah, we're now starting to get to the point where we're at the beginning. So yeah, it's definitely a all the way around kind of deal. What else can we see, though? I'm still curious about this section. Like, that doesn't quite look natural to me. Oh! No, we missed it! Okay, the shipwreck has a voice recorder. Yeah, like, that looks super unnatural right there, even. Oh, there's also the fact that maybe we're going too fast for some of them. Or too slow. Hence the speed changes. Okay, we're passing by this dock. For all I know, there could have been something there. But I missed it. Okay, we won't be passing outside of the ship wreckage. I have a feeling there's some stuff going on there. Oh, is that warning us that we're getting closer to destination? Or is that something unique to the spots? Buoy's tilted. Does that play a factor? Yeah, I think if we go outside the wreckage, there's definitely some stuff going on. Maybe even on the inside of the wreckage, to be quite honest. And we finally arrived at the spot we could have only gotten to by boat.